Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Finat by Vikram. I hope you liked our last video wherein we discussed 3 important myths about mutual fund. Let's continue the same topic and talk about 3 more myths about mutual fund. Let's talk about myth number 1. Sectoral funds are always a good option. If you talk about sectoral funds have given whooping returns and they entice investors a lot to invest. But they are two-way swords as they are very volatile. Let's talk about technology sectoral funds. In 2020, the tech sector funds have given us 57% returns. And in 2021, the tech sector funds have given us 64% returns. Of course, the returns are great. But if you see 2022 year returns, they have given us negative returns, which is minus 23%. That says that sectoral funds are cyclic in nature and they reverse. So we have to be very cautious on when to exit it. If you talk about the small cap category, the small cap category itself has beaten sectoral funds if you compare the last 5 year returns among these categories. Let's move on to myth number 2. Myth number 2 states that investing in a new fund is better than the existing funds. People are very fascinated about the new fund offers and they believe that the new fund will perform far better than the existing funds. But when we are picking up the new fund offer, we have to be very sure if that fund aligns to our goals. What is the strategy of that fund and will that strategy work in current prevailing market conditions? Not every NFO is a better bet. What we believe is existing funds are a better bet than NFO because we have historic data to analyze for the existing funds. Right? We have returns, we can compare the returns, we can understand how the fund manager calls have performed, how the strategy has worked in different market conditions. So of course, existing funds can be a better bet. Moving on to the next myth. MF with high assets under management should be avoided. It's a very common myth that MF with whose total invested value is very high are not actively managed and will perform comparatively less as compared to other schemes. But it's not always true. Let's take an example of ICICI Multi-Asset Allocation Fund. This fund was launched in 2003 and his AUM today is 52,000 crore, which is of course very high. But if you talk about the returns, it has given whooping 21% returns since inception. That actually shows that not every fund whose AUM is high will not perform. And interestingly, this is also a low risk fund giving very high returns. So these were the discussions around myths in mutual fund. This is all I had for today's video. I hope you liked our video. For more such videos, please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.